Hello, lovelies, and welcome again to the interview show called About, and we appreciate you coming back. And today we have another special guest. I told you guys we're going to be out rocking it. This is the lovely Lydia T.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Now, Lydia is the ultimate designer for DIA Collection. Now, I researched you hardcore. There's tons of information about your collection, which is absolutely fabulous, but very little about you, so we're gonna get in deep. Okay, so your collection, it's been featured in Shop Social, The Wedding Company, Couture Bay, Chatelaine, Flair for the 20 cool Canadian picks, which I thought was pretty badass. You work with primarily silk. Yeah, okay, and I found it's fire retardant, or it's resistant from fire? How does that work?
It's resistant from fire the same way. It's actually not completely resistant from fire, but what it does, it burns itself out. So it will burn, but it will not continuously burn, and also it won't stick to your skin.
So that would be a good fiber to wear, especially in the summer.
It's both in the summer and in the winter. It's actually ideally where silk was made. It originally comes from China, and that's where the majority of silk is produced. And the reason why is because it's extremely humid. So what it does, it actually blocks out humidity. During the summers, it's extremely hot. It blocks out that humidity so you don't feel as hot. During the cold, they have extreme bone-chilling cold, even though the temperature's not that cold, because it blocks out that humidity as well.
Okay. Cold. Now, I was told that silk, you can get it away from oils, body oils. Does it kind of like...
It deteriorates in natural body oils because it is a natural material. It is prone to deteriorating as well. So in sunlight, perfumes, and body oils, anything can deteriorate over time. So if you're wearing something silk, don't put it in sunlight. The color will fade very, very quickly. And it's an incredible fabric. It's in existence for over 5,000 years. We've known about it for a very, very long time. It's one of the most luxurious fabrics still today. So it's used in every kind of from couture to all the way down to surgeries. They actually use silk threads for sewing because it actually disintegrates naturally.
Wow.
So they can actually use it to mend up your skin.
Wow, that is impressive. So now, is it easy to work with it because primarily is silk within your collection? So is it easy to sew or
I find it extremely easy to sew, maybe because I'm just so used to it. But I find it works beautifully. It flows really nicely. It has a nice shine to it. When you look at it, you know it's silk. When you touch it, you feel it. It's a beautiful quality, and the value is there. The value is in the fabric. So you can never go wrong whenever you're getting silk. What a lot of people don't know now is silk is actually a disappearing industry as well.
Why is it disappearing?
Well, a lot of people have a lot of negative connotations about China and China being one of these countries that's growing so quickly. But one of the problems with it growing so quickly is that a lot of these kids who are now growing into this industry, they no longer want to do the legwork of being farmers. So this is an older generation that's still farming silk cocoons and producing them. So the younger generation doesn't want to do that. That's disappearing. So within the next generation or so, that industry, the cost of silk is going to go up tremendously because there's less and less people doing it.
So you started with the modeling, helping out with, you're integrating, learning about fashion. So where did you learn all this? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Canada. I'm Canadian. And I went to school locally, both at Ryerson and at Sheridan.
Oh, perfect.
Sheridan no longer has its program, which is really devastating because I found it was a wonderful, wonderful program to learn fashion. And
That's disappointing.
It is.
Were you more or less kind of balancing that within your modeling career?
Here's the hint.
Yes.
I actually used modeling as a stepping stone for fashion. I actually want to learn more about the fashion field, not for the modeling aspect, but I did learn a lot from it because it helped me to do my photo shoots. It helped me to learn about the photographers, what kind of models to use, as well as poses and how the market works within that sense. So it really, I learned a lot from it. I don't see that as being a very negative thing to have experience.
So even learning how the fabric lays on a particular model.
And how to tell the model how to move and what I'm looking for when I'm actually having it shot.
That's a good point.
So it's very important because if a model moves just because she thinks it's going to look great, it's not just for the pose, it's actually for the garment. So in explaining that, it does help a lot. Yeah,
and it's a nicer way than saying, you're a walking hanger. Make my clothes look good. Yeah, so much better, much better than that. Now, I know you were in support, because that's where we met at TFI for the new labels. Now, I know you're massive support on fashion and arts and doing much more for the community in Ontario. So, are you finding that it's starting to kind of fray away? Is it coming up?
It's very difficult, I find, and I do find, like, even being, in Canada for so long, that our fashion district is starting to disappear. Yeah. It's still called a fashion district, but it is disappearing. It's lending itself to the computer, the tech industry, the advertising industry, other formats. But I still believe that there is a market, and I believe that we still need our local designers. It is incredibly competitive being someone who wants to do high quality work. And I think that will always be the case, because that's something that we have to continuously work on, and educating people what quality workmanship, quality materials are like. One of the things I've actually been extremely surprised is people don't understand the difference between silk and satin. And I explain to people that silk is the content and satin is the weave. So people say, I wear 100% satin. I'm like, no. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's like more. It's like that finish.
Unfortunately, I've encountered. I've gone to stores and actually see labels that says 100% satin.
Wow.
We're being a little bit.
Too relaxed on their descriptions. It doesn't make any sense.
It's miseducated, I would say.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. And a lot of people who do know silk know the qualities of silk and high quality of silk. So I think it just takes a little while to learn and to teach and to educate people what is so special about silk.
You had made mention too that you realized that you wanted higher quality of loungewear. It's like, and I went on your website. The stuff is incredible. I mean, guys, you got to check it out. I mean, and it's something that's kind of like a throwback to the 50s. I mean, I would think, just put on a robe and answer the door, and it's like it looks very retro, very Mad Men.
Well, there's a bit of a twist to it. I wanted the quality. I've been seeing so much of such relaxed homeware, and to me, it didn't look feminine anymore. It was looking very run down, and people just run to supermarkets looking that way.
Yeah, the shopping in pajamas. Ladies, don't do that. Don't do that.
So, and I think we should look great and feel great. More so, feel great than look great on the inside out. So I wanted to do high quality, and then one of the things I noticed is in Canada is we're missing a lot of it. You can't find anything like this in stores. It's harder and harder to find. It's a disappearing market. So I thought I'd try to bring it back in a way. But I'm doing it with a twist. Like what I try to do is I try to be much more innovative with my designs as well. I created the silk eye mask with the ear elastics, which doesn't exist anywhere else. And what it does is it just loop around the ears, which is an ingenious idea because
very
people
much
with hair find that it slips. People who wear ponytails find that it just doesn't sit right. And this actually makes so much more sense. Also, what I try to do is for my robes is actually I have it insulated, so It's like a bit of a padded robe. It's not quite quilted. I wouldn't call it quilted, but it's a padded robe. And what's the difference about that is that it's actually so much warmer. One of the things I realized is we're turning up the heat in the houses, so we're wasting a lot of energy. But if you buy quality clothing, if you buy the right items, you can actually save yourself a lot of money from that.
Oh, my mother's been talking to you, hasn't she?
Put
on a sweater.
But instead of bulking up,
makes sense. It does.
You don't want to add on layers and layers and weigh yourself down with a ton of wool, a ton of cotton, and cotton actually isn't extremely warm. Sweaters are not that warm either. If there's a cool breeze, you feel all that.
Yeah, you get it.
So it's not really that warm, and if you try one of the robes on, you really feel that it insulates it. And what it does, it's actually the silk doing that. So the silk keeps your heat in, your body heat in, but because of that padded, it actually keeps the cold out.
Awesome. I love that. I'm going to have it. And you have some for baby wear.
I started a baby's line because I actually made it for my niece and my nephew, and I thought, what a great idea. Babies do get cold. One of the greatest feedback is a lot of kids who sleep, they have a tendency to just toss off their blankets and they're rolling around everywhere. Well, this is, it's a baby sleeping bag, but as they grow older, it unzips and turns into a robe.
Perfect.
So they can actually grow out of it or into it or however you want to term it. And it actually makes a lot of sense because instead of having a lot of garments are for kids are what, 3-4 months and that's it. That's 6 months and then they're done. They've grown it. This actually lasts almost up to 2 years. So it's a long-term garment for a child who grows really fast.
But this is really cool. I really went through like the gambit of trying to get something really unique for your puppy dog question. It's like, my audience knows this. I always ask something that, makes you kind of turn your head and go, huh, how did she come up with that? That's unique. So I was checking on, because you are a massive supporter of philanthropy, and I wanted to see if, here's your question. All right. Someone comes up to you, says you get to trade your life for 1 week in order to make $1 million for your favorite charity. So, what life do you choose? Do you choose the life of a homeless man? Or do you choose the life of the toddler in tiara? Now, this is benefiting your charity. So, do you choose either the homeless man, 1 week, or you have to endure being a toddler in a tiara?
Oh, I don't know which one's worse. I believe in learning a lot from the experiences of people, of other people, and I think I would choose to be the homeless person because we have to learn how to be in other people's shoes, especially for the less unfortunate.
Perfect. Now you get an opportunity to be the host. You get to ask me one question because, my audience has been hitting me up and they're like, they want to know about me. I know, it's just me, but you guys ask. So you get to have one question. Just so you can find out whatever that you want, but one question and tread lightly because, some of them know I'm a hot mess. So what would you like to know?
I've thought about this and I want to ask you, being a mother, a model, and a role model, what is the best beauty advice or the best advice that you know of they can pass on to women of our generation and the next generation that you've learned in your life?
Wow. There's been so many that have helped me, like Beverly Johnson and Naomi Sims when she came out. There were African-American models that were breaking ground. And they would always get asked, oh, so what's your beauty secret and what's your trick of the trade and all this, and they would always have those really cool answers, and I don't. I know I should drink more water. My big thing is I have very good DNA, And if you've got good skin, or if you're blessed with good hair, whatever that you're blessed with really good, take immense good care of it. I have fabulous skin, knock on wood, thank you. And I got it from my grandmother. And you know, she's 96 years old strong. And I don't go to bed with my makeup on, ever. No matter how debauchery had happened the day before. You know, it's like, take that makeup off. And you know, work out when you should. Just, you know, take care of yourself and be happy. Smile. What does it say? That 7 muscles to smile and 48 to frown. You know, and you know, $600 for Botox. You know, so smile. You know, yeah. Smile. Drink the water when you're supposed to. Work out when you're supposed to. Never go to bed with your makeup on. That's the big one. Okay. Sleep when you're supposed to. You know, just do the things when your body tells you. You know, they'll knock you on your shoulder like, hey, I'm tired. Go to bed. I have a little tidbit. They said Lydia and I had met at TFI, New Labels, that was sponsored by Target. And we more or less kind of like gravitated to one another because we were kind of dressed similarly. You know, we were fashion divas for that day. And I got my lovely hubby to take a picture. Oh. And there we are.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Yes, that's for you. That's for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I said we were strutting the off the shoulder, the one off the shoulder, and I thought it would be fantastic and we'd be able to have it. So it's like, and thank you so much for coming over. It's like, yeah, it was a really good educative, you know, narrative of silk. I mean, you never knew that it was that, you know, prolific. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So now you got to get your digits and all your information out there so that my lovelies can go over and hunt you down.
Well, I'm at DIA Collections, so it's DIA Collections with an S, and it's available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Almost everything.
And there are 2 stores that are selling your wares too that I researched.
Yes, they carry my eye masks, so I'm very pleased with that, and then they've been a great supporter of my work. So.
Yes, so we'll definitely place those in on the back end, and so that you guys can go out there and get you some luxury, darlings. Put that robe on, especially in Canada. That was good. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate you coming over. And thank you, lovelies, again for coming out and hanging out with us. We've got much more in the works. And I will definitely see you out and about.